Here we are. It's Tuesday afternoon, 3 o'clock. It's the 31st of May 2016. Hardus Van Pletsen with a group of very cool people here. Stock Market College. Yay, come on. Yay! We're doing a bit of a sales training video on the question, have you ever traded the financial markets or the stock market? So I'm going to draw a little grid here so that I can have a starting point. And I'm only going to draw, it looks like a cross, you know, for the religious people. And I'm going to, all the religious people are laughing. I'm going to put a number 1 there, that's a number 1. Because the very first question that you ask someone when you meet them, doesn't matter if you meet them at the braai, or if you meet them at the Chesa Nyama, or if you actually have an appointment, the first thing that you want to find out is you want to say to people, have you traded the financial markets before? Yes. Have you traded the stock market? Have you traded the financial markets? Now, one of the things that you'll see here that I do differently to before, as I now start using the words financial markets. Up until a day or two ago, I did all my training and said to people, have you traded the stock market? Yes. I'm changing it to financial markets because our clients can trade Forex, they can trade CFDs, they can trade single stock futures. They don't have to just trade shares. So, here comes the first magic. Chopper pilot stuff, Einstein, you guys won't get it right really hard. When I ask people this question, have you traded the financial markets? How many answers can they give me?
Two. Yes or no?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
You don't want to phone a friend?
No.
Use a lifeline, any of that stuff. So, can we agree that the only 2 answers that someone can give you is they can either say yes or no? Everyone there?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm comfortable. The first one you got right. I bet you the next one. The next one is even harder than this one. Okay. So here's my question. We all agree that you can only get yes, I've traded the financial markets, or no, I've not. Which one of those 2 do you think you'll get most often?
No.
No ways. Oh, geez, man, I can't believe it. How much percent?
95.
95%, and sometimes even more of the time, the answer that someone will give you is, no, I've never traded the financial markets. Now, I just want to talk about this 95%. I want you to grasp something. Do you all clearly understand? That means that for every 100 people that you ask this question to, how many of them are going to say no?
95.
90.
95.
I can't believe you got it right.
Because we're clever.
Yes.
Because we're clever.
But let me tell you about the importance of it. We've got an aeroplane outside, by the way, if you're listening to the recording. That means that 100 people, you know that 95 of that, there's only 5 that's going to say yes. The other 95 is going to say no. Obvious, am I right?
Yes.
So the very moment when those people say no, I've not traded, what should your next question be?
Why not?
Why not? Everyone there?
Yes.
Now, here I'm going to teach you a secret. I'm not even going to try and ask you questions because it's too difficult. I'm sure you'll just screw it up, so I'm going to coach you. I'm making blocks here. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. You see there's 7 blocks. I'm going to challenge you now. I want to tell you that when you say to people, why have you not traded the financial markets? They can only give you one of 7 answers. There is no other answer but one of 7 answers. And of those 7 answers, 6 of them is bullshit, code words for something else. Only one of those 7 answers are true. So who wants to help me? Tell me, what do people say when you say to them, why have you not traded this the financial markets? What's the first answer
I
you'll
don't
get?
have knowledge.
All right. Can I write it in here? Lack of knowledge.
We don't
Now-
have time.
Okay, before we worry about no time or anything else, I just want to speak to you about lack of knowledge a little bit. What kind of percentage of people do you think will give you this answer rather than any other answer?
100. If it was no, 100 of those people will say they don't.
Okay.
It's 95.
95.
95.
95 is a better answer than 100. Why not 100? Because if 100 said lack of knowledge, we wouldn't have 6 other blocks. So,
But you will bring it back to knowledge if you pitch.
of course.
Yes,
Now,
basically.
Frick is being made famous. His name is now forever, for years to come on this video. And he is a bit ahead of us. But the reality, what I want you guys to understand when you're listening to this video, when you're watching it, when you are part of this training, you know that 95% of people, 95 out of every 100 that you ask, have you traded the stock market, will say no. And those people, when you ask them why not, 95 of every 100 will say, I know nothing about the stock market.
True.
Does that make sure? And when they say, I know nothing, then it's easy for you to summarize it. I'm going to write down, look here, I can even use an eraser on this thing. I can summarize it here and say, okay, Mr. Client, so what you're telling me here now, the summary is that you have a lack of knowledge. Everyone with me?
Yes.
And now I can use all my great closing questions and say to the person, so this lack of knowledge, this is what's keeping you away from the stock market.
Correct.
Until you don't learn more, you'll never become rich from shares. Am I right? This is your stumbling block. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yes.
All of you with me?
Yes.
So now that we're comfortable with that, let's talk about the other 6 blocks. Audrey is going to make herself famous in this business. Audrey,
It's time.
all right? Do you understand? And I'm not just going to say time.
Okay.
Someone's going to say to you, I have no time. Now, before you go further, when they say, I've got no time, those are code words. Do you know what code words are? Are you sure?
Yes.
Do you know a code word is a secret thing you tell someone? You've agreed beforehand, you're going to tell them ping pong, and every time you tell them ping pong, they know it's a secret conversation. Are you with me? So who wants to guess? If someone says, I have no time, what are the code words that they're using that code word, but what are they really saying to you?
I have no knowledge.
I don't know how much time.
You need.
People, if you're listening to this video, watching it, I am flawed. I have a bunch of geniuses here. If I could swear on the video, I would now tell you it's fucking amazing. Okay? So, when anyone sits with you and they say, I've got no time, that's not true. I mean, I want to coach you. If anything is important to someone, they make the time.
Yes.
There are people who go to the gym 2 hours a day. Some of you, I can see you don't have the time. I can clearly see some of you don't have the time for the gym. Okay, you do, and that's wonderful. But the gym is important to you, am I right?
Yes.
The exercise is important to you. The way it makes you feel is important to you. So you make time. What am I trying to say to you without getting too far away? If someone says to you, I don't have the time for the stock market, what they're actually saying to you is, I don't know anything about the stock market. I don't know how much money I can make. And I'm not clever enough to say I don't know anything about it, so I'm going to use some crappy excuse. I have no time. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So the very moment when someone says to me, and I'm going to do the role play with Louis, I'm going to ask Louis, have you ever traded the financial markets? He's going to say no. I'm going to ask him why not. And then I want him to say to me he's got no time. And I want you to see how I handle it. Ready for it?
Yes.
So let me ask you, Louis, have you traded the financial markets?
No.
Never before.
Yeah, never.
Why not?
I have no time.
Okay. So Louis, let me ask you, how much time do you think it takes to trade on the stock market?
I think it's something people must watch the whole day on their PCs.
Okay, that's your impression.
Yes.
But you don't really know.
No.
You can't say to me it's 5 minutes or an hour or 5 hours or whatever.
No.
Tell me, Louis, how much do you know about the stock market?
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
I think it's a minus.
Okay, so your knowledge is a minus. You don't know anything.
No.
So can I say that your real problem is a lack of knowledge?
Yes.
That's what's keeping you away from the stock market. Am I right?
You 100% right.
You don't understand how much money you can make there, do you?
No, not at all.
You don't know how it works.
No.
As you sit there, you don't even know what is the opportunity that it can offer you.
I don't know.
Let me ask you, if you make a lot of money from the stock market, would you then be happy to spend time on it?
Definitely.
You with me?
Yes.
So time is not the real reason. It's an excuse. It's code words for saying, I don't know enough about the stock market to justify any time that I must spend on it. Are you all with me? Any questions on that? Who's unclear, who wants to know more? Ask me the questions now so that we make this video valuable for other people. Who's got any question or comment? Anyone? All right, if you're watching the video, I'm either bloody good or these people are stupid. Okay, let's go to the next reason, because as you can see, there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes to complete.
Risk.
Risk.
I'm scared about risk.
Okay, I'm going to put it in this block here. I'm scared of the stock market.
Because you're going to lose a lot of money.
Or I think it's risky because I can lose money. Everyone there?
Yes.
So can I tell you the secret up front? Anyone who tells you that rubbish, that response is code words for I don't know anything about the stock market. So I'm going to make Davi famous for years to come on this video. I'm going to make this, I'm going to do a role play with Davi. I'm going to ask him, have you traded the financial markets? He's going to say no. I'm going to ask why not. He's going to say it's risky. He's going to lose money. And I want you to see how I handle it. Everyone there? Ready? So, Davi, have you traded the financial markets?
Never before.
Why not?
Well, I think it's a risky situation because I heard about people that lost a lot of money on the stock market.
Okay, I'm with you. I've also heard of people that lost a lot of money. Tell me, Davi, have you heard of people making money?
Yes, I did.
Okay. In your own mind, why do you think some people make money and some people lose money from shares?
Because I think the people that makes money knows more about the stock market than the people that don't have money.
Okay. So if you know what you're doing, you can make money from shares.
Yeah, I believe so.
So here comes my question. I just want to tell you that's Brian Lekalakala's phone making the noise. Or someone else's. So let me come back to my closing question with Davi before you lose the very important thing. So Davi, you've heard of people making money.
Yes.
In your own mind, why do some people make money and others lose money?
Because I think they know more about the stock market to make certain decisions.
Okay, so let me ask you now, Davi, how much do you know?
No, I don't nothing about the stock market.
So with the little you know now, are you going to become rich from shares?
No, no,
Are you going to be able to do it?
no. I would be scared.
So is it safe for me to say that you actually have a lack of knowledge?
Definitely.
And until you don't learn more, of course you'll run the risk of losing money.
Absolutely.
Everyone there?
Yes.
How simple is that? Lots of people are scared of the stock market. As a matter of fact, it is normal for them to be scared of the stock market. When you get that answer, that is normal. You should expect that answer. No one wants to lose money. But what your client needs to understand is, why would I lose money? If someone takes us today and puts us in the job of a medical doctor, are we going to be successful? Why not? Well, we don't have the knowledge. We don't have the skills. So why the hell would people expect to jump into shares and suddenly make heaps of money, but they don't know what they're doing? Everyone there?
Yes.
Okay. Are you happy with that?
Yes.
What is the other answer you'll get? There's still 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks
May
left.
I ask a question, Hardus?
Of course.
Every time you get an objection, do you handle that objection
Yes.
directly then?
Absolutely.
Okay, because that's important. You don't
Absolutely.
write it down and then go back to the different.
No, I handle it immediately. What I did with the role play that we did earlier, not on the recording with Louis, is my first objection to him was I had no time. He didn't handle it as well as we did so far in this video. So that's why I threw a second objection at him and said, I think it's risky. So what I'm trying to say, actually, Davi's comment is very important. When you ask people, have you traded the financial markets? And their answer is no, you're going to ask, why not? Am I right? I don't know, this might be a shock for you, but they might give you 1, 2, 3, even 4 of these 7 reasons.
All of them.
I've actually personally never had anyone who gave me all 7. I think the most I've ever had from a client personally was like 4. But if he, in his own mind, still thinks that it's scary and he doesn't realize it's scary because he doesn't have the knowledge, or if in his own mind he's not comfortable about time, if you don't overcome any of those comments, objections, you won't make the sale. So that's why you have to deal with it immediately. You can't let it wait.
Okay.
And you've got to deal with every single one of them together. Everyone with me so far? Okay, so there are 4 more reasons of why people... hey, we've just had a deposit of 98,500 Rand in our bank account. I saw the SMS come in. Love it. My phone, when it vibrates in my pocket, I get very, very excited. Because it's normally, deposit. Any case, I don't want to detract from our training. What is the other 4 reasons that are left?
No money.
Don't have money.
No money.
No money. Now, watch this here. I actually kept a block open for no money. I put it next to no time because the no money you handle in exactly the same way as no time. So before I show you how to handle it, no money is once again code words for I have no knowledge of the stock market. I mean, let's brainstorm about it. People who know what they're doing in the stock market, they're making bucks. They're trading successfully. Am I right?
Yes.
So the very moment that someone says, I have no money to invest, do you know what they're really saying to you? Well, I've never traded shares before. Why have they never traded shares? Well, they don't know what they're doing. If they don't know what they're doing, they don't even have an idea of how much money they can make. They're actually just ignorant. It's some crap story they give because they're not clever enough to realize they don't have the knowledge. Does that make sense? So I'll do the role play. I'll use Frick for a change. I'm going to ask Frick, have you traded financial markets? He's going to say no. I'm going to say no. So let me start a new recording, or I'm going to continue from where I was. I'm sorry, we had a phone call coming in, guys, if you're watching the video. So Frick, my question to you is, have you traded the financial markets?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Why not?
I don't have the money for it.
Okay. So, Frick, how much money do you think it takes?
Yeah, I thought you must have a couple of bucks. I suggest you at least need, 10,000 Rand or 20,000 Rand to start something with this?
Okay, but you don't know for sure, am I right?
No, I don't know for sure.
Let me ask you, Frick, how much do you know about the stock market?
No, I don't know a lot about the stock market. I know you can buy and you sell and that type of thing, but I don't know myself much about the stock market.
So you don't know how much money you can make.
No, I don't have an idea of how much money I can make. No.
So is it safe for me to say that actually your problem is that you've got a lack of knowledge?
Yeah, I definitely have a lack of knowledge.
I want to throw something in here for you to think about. I mean, someone can give you this excuse and say, I've got no money to trade with. Am I right? Mm-hmm. Tonight this person plays the lotto, they win 30 million bucks. So tomorrow they're going to have money, am I right?
Yes.
Are they going to be able to trade the stock market successfully?
No.
Why not?
Knowledge.
Don't have the knowledge.
Someone can say to you, I don't have the time to trade the stock market. Tomorrow morning they arrive at the office, they get retrenched. Suddenly they have a lot of time on their hands. Are they going to be able to trade the stock market successfully?
No.
Why not?
Knowledge, lack of knowledge.
So do you understand why I say those are all bullshit reasons? It's not the truth. It's all code words for I don't know enough to make a success. Everyone there?
Yes.
Okay, there are 3 blocks left. Just for fun and to brag with my training software, you know, I'm going to say that's reason number 1 and that's reason number 2, and also so that if you watch the video, you know, you see some colors happening and, you know.
Rainbow.
That's it, rainbow. So, I'll go back to black. What are the other 3 reasons? What's the next one that you hear from people?
I'm not interested.
Yeah, sometimes I say not interested.
Okay,
Most of the time.
so let me write down the words not interested. Oh, people, I want to ask you a question. You will most probably not get it right. People watching this video, they're going to laugh at you. Why would someone say, I'm not interested in the stock market? Who wants to tell me?
You don't know how much money you can make.
Oh, I like that. What else? They're just brushing you off? What do you mean by they're just brushing you off?
They just showing that they're not interested on whatever you're going to tell them.
Why would they not be interested?
Because they don't know what they can do or what they're going to get.
They don't have the information and the knowledge about the stock market.
Man, I am proud of you guys. Anyone who says I'm not interested, those are code words for I don't know enough about shares.
Yeah, because the other day I have this client said, I'm not interested. Then I asked him, are you not interested in making money? He said, oh, okay, if you say so, then can we talk then?
Absolutely. Please, you will often get that response, I am not interested. Don't let it put you off. The very moment someone says that, you've got to realize, and I mean, let me get carried away in my conversation. Is everyone standing around this table interested in playing soccer?
No.
Is all of you interested in fly fishing?
No.
Some of you are, am I right? Some of you are interested in soccer. All of you interested in classical music?
No.
Some not. How do people become interested in something new?
If you introduce it,
If you, yeah,
Because
if
they
you
want
do
to
Once-
know more about it.
Once you are introduced to it, once you are know more about it, once someone educates you about it. You might know nothing about fly fishing, but if someone shows you how to do it, you might become a fly fisherman and spend thousands of rands on it.
Yes.
Once someone, I'm trying to tell you that it is okay and is expected for people to say, I am not interested. Why should they be interested in the stock market? If they've not been exposed to it, it's some stuff out there that's got nothing to do with them. So when they say, I'm not interested, I've got a magic question to get them onto track. Would you guys like to hear the magic question?
yes, please.
It's like a 6-dan karate chop. You do this thing. So I'm going to make Zoe famous. Zoe's got fantastic personality. She's sitting here. She came to training yesterday. We did a training video already together, me and her. So I'm going to do the role play with Zoe. I'm going to say, Zoe, have you traded the financial markets? Zoe's going to say, No. I'm going to ask her why not. She's going to say she's not interested. And then I want you to see how I handle it. Are you all ready?
Yes.
Okay, so Zoe, have you traded the financial markets?
No, sir.
Not at all.
Mm-mm.
Okay, you can call me Hardus, don't call me sir.
Want to be a consultant, I'll call you sir.
Okay. So Zoe, why have you not traded the financial markets?
I'm not interested. I'm not interested.
Okay, that's the answer I expect from a lot of people. So let me change my question slightly. Are you ready for the question?
Yes.
So my question to you now is, Zoe, what would make you interested in the stock market?
Since I don't know anything about it, I think it's for the rich people. It's for, you know, it's not for black people.
Hey, you racist. All right. Before we get into the racist thing, why is it for rich people, Zoe?
Because I think you need to put a lot of time and effort in doing those things, and
Oh, okay. So tell me, Zoe, how much do you know about the stock market?
well, I know nothing. Since I'm not interested, I don't even bother about it.
Okay. Zoe, you think if you know more and if you know the kind of money that you can make from it, will you then become interested?
Oh, I'll be making money. Oh,
If
then-
you do it right, yes.
Oh yeah, then obviously I want money, so yes, I would be interested.
So can I just make sure I understand you correctly? You're saying, if my question to you is, what would make you interested in the stock market? Your final answer is, if I can make money from it, then I want to do it.
Yes,
Is that true?
yes.
Where's my role play? If you say to people, why are you interested? And they say, I'm not interested. Switch the question immediately to, what would make you interested? And think about it honestly. Why is anyone interested in the stock market?
Money.
Money. They can't really give you some other rubbish answer. They've got to own up and say, I'll be interested in the stock market because of money. And then all you have to ask them, I'm going to put it in red pen here, and I've asked it a few times, but maybe it's important to write it down. You've got to say to people, after any of these excuses, all you have to ask them is, so how much do you know? So how much do you know about trading the financial markets? And everyone will say very little. Are you with me? And from that point, it's very easy for you to close and say, okay, so let me make sure what you're actually telling me is that you've got a lack of knowledge. That's your real reason. All of you happy?
Yeah.
Okay, there are only two other reasons left, only two other options of what people can answer you. Who wants to give me the second last one?
I give my money to somebody to trade for me.
Did you all hear that? So here's Wimpy. Wimpy is now famous on this video forever. His thing is, I give my money to someone else. Give money to someone else. So let me explain to you what I mean by someone else. You put your money in a retirement annuity or an insurance policy, or you save it in the bank, or you do a unit trust, or someone else is going to manage the money for you.
Yes.
Everyone there? So let me throw out the question to you. Why do people give their money to someone else? Why do they not do it themselves?
They don't have the knowledge to
Lack
do
of
it
knowledge.
themselves.
Knowledge or control.
To do it themselves. Lack of knowledge to do it themselves.
No, they can't.
So do you understand? Are you all clear? Anyone says, I give my money to someone else, what they are really telling you up front is, I don't know, they don't want to take responsibility because they don't know what to do. All of you there? So it's very simple in a role play. Very simple. I'm going to do the role play with Jane Ann. I'm going to ask her, have you ever traded the financial markets? She's going to say no. I'm going to say, why not? She's going to say, I give my money to someone else and watch how simply I'm going to handle it. So, Jainan, have you ever traded the financial markets?
No, not at all.
Why not? What has kept you away?
Well, I put my money into retirement annuities.
Okay. So why do you put it there? Or why don't you take charge of your money yourself?
Well, the retirement annuity, they give you an exact amount what you will get when you're 65 or 60. So why
So
must I
that's
take
great for you.
control? Yeah,
Okay.
it's fine.
So are you happy with the returns and therefore you don't worry about the control?
Yeah,
Okay. You've heard of people making money from shares.
yes,
You've heard of people making a lot of money.
yes.
Would that be something that would interest you? Would you like to make a lot more than what you're getting now?
Well, yes, but I can't do it if I don't know how to do it.
Oh, really? Amazing. So, Jane Ann, what you're actually telling me is you're giving your money to those people because you don't have enough knowledge to do it yourself.
Yes. They're the experts.
Ah.
What if that person dies?
Well, there's all sorts of things, and I don't want to get too far carried away. You don't want to give your money to someone else. Let's go and talk about it. Who cares more about your money, you or some
Me.
other person?
Me. Me.
If you take a retirement annuity, are those people doing the job for free?
No.
You pay fees, am I right?
Yes.
From your money.
Yes.
Do you have any control over what they do and where they take your money?
Not really.
No.
You don't have it.
So are you all happy with the returns? Do you know anyone who's become rich from insurance policies?
No.
So do you understand it takes more effort to trade the stock market, but there's the possibility of making a lot more money?
Yes.
Yes.
Everyone there?
Yeah.
So people need to make a decision. Am I prepared to put in more effort to make a lot more money?
Mm-hmm.
People who are lazy, people who don't have ambition, those are the people who give their money to someone else and not worry about doing it themselves. So she said to me she's got a lack of knowledge, and now it's easy for me to say, okay, so that's keeping you away. What's the only other option that is left? The
For
only...
whites only.
There we are.
People.
You're racist.
Or rich people.
No, it's white only.
Well, the seventh and last reason, obviously, do you all understand? You don't get this from a white person.
That's obvious.
I'm just checking.
They're gonna change it one of these days.
I-
For blacks only.
So I did a role play on this question with my wife Zelda, and when we got to this reason, she said, "So how am I going to do this? Must I try and sound black? Must I sound black?" It's quite funny, but let's get to the serious part of it. And I first want to discuss it before I tell you the role play. We live in South Africa. We had apartheid. A lot of people never had the opportunity or the exposure of the stock market. So sadly, you will get this comment often. Often, where someone's going to turn around and say the stock market is for whites. So, let me do the role play and then I can discuss it. I'm going to do the role play with Zoe. So Zoe, have you ever traded the financial markets?
No.
Why not?
It's for white people only.
Tell me, why do you say it's for white people only?
Well, they know this. We just got introduced to this, and fair enough, they've known this longer than we do, so we know nothing about it, so we don't have no access towards it.
So are you okay with that, or would you like access to it? Are you okay to be excluded? That's what I'm asking.
No.
Okay? So
On equal rights.
absolutely. So can I ask you then straight out, if white people can make all this money from shares, don't you want to do the same?
Yes, I would definitely
But what are the facts? Why have they always made money on the stock market? Why have you not done it yet?
I think it's because they know, and we don't know anything about it.
So is it correct for me to say that you've got a lack of knowledge?
Yes.
But you want to learn more?
Yes.
You want to make the kind of money that white people make from shares?
Definitely.
Oh, wonderful.
These are black people.
So we've now established that your problem really is your lack of knowledge, am I right?
Yes.
And there we go. Those are the only, please, I challenge you, come up with anything else, even if it's someone watching this video, come up with any other reason that does not fall in one of these 7 categories, and I'll be impressed, because I've been doing this for 30 years, and I've never had an answer that doesn't fit into one of. Who wants to try? Any other excuse of why
Yeah,
people
I
have
try
not
one.
tried? Yes, let's try it.
I'd rather put my money into my cattle on my farm than on the stock market.
Okay, so why would you put it there and not on the stock market?
Because there I know I'm getting cattle's back every year from
Okay.
each cow that I have.
All right. You know you can make money from shares, just like you can make money from cattle.
Yeah, but on the shares I'm not sure about it. But on the cattle I know every month I'm earning money.
So what you're saying is you're making money from the cattle because you know what you're doing,
Yeah,
but you don't know anything about the stock market.
no.
So how are you going to make money there? His story of the cattle, I'm going to tell you, I put it in the same category of I give my money to someone else, or I do something else. Sometimes you'll sit with a person, I'm going to put it down in red pen here. You don't just give your money to someone else, you do something else. Some people will say, well, I won't trade the stock market because I'm a property investor.
Yes, yes.
That's what they say.
A
Or
lot
I've
of
bought
times.
shares from the DSTV.
Exactly.
Yeah, they say so. Or from MTN.
Or I put my money in my own business. I do something. And for those people, it's simple. All you have to say to them is, okay, well, if you put in money in cattle to make money, you know people can make money from shares. Why are you making money with cattle? Well, that's what I do. That's what I know. Well,
Lack of knowledge.
so what's keeping you away from making money from shares is what then? Your lack of knowledge. I often sit with people and they say, oh, I put my money into property. Very simple. You say to the guy, okay, so you've made money from property. Maybe you're not making money. Who cares? Why are you not making money from shares as well? And why would someone not make money from shares?
Because they don't have the knowledge.
So the only true answer that anyone can give you is, I have a lack of knowledge. That's what's keeping people away from shares. Davy has a question.
I had a situation last week with a client, a black client, that said to me, I've got 10,000 rand into Stockfell and I can't take it out. Is it true? How do I handle that?
All right, I don't know anything about Stockfells. So I can't answer that question for you. But before we get too far away from these 7 questions, you understand people have to find money to trade with. We don't care where they find it from. If they take it from their bond, if they save money up, if they take it from Stockfell. If they say, I can't get my money out of Stockfell, what they're really saying is, I've got no money to trade with. So let me tell you something, and I'm almost done with the recording. When people believe in the opportunity you expose them to, they will find the money. Just like they will find the time. So I'll tell you a urban legend story. I once went to go and see people in Kempton Park. White people, you know those white people from Kempton. I can see Louis know the kind of white people I'm talking about.
Do you know back then or now?
Hey, I think they haven't changed from 30 years. Please, any of you watching this video, you're from Kempton, how's it, my bra? I saw this couple. We got to the end. They said they don't have money for this. I said, no problem. When you're ready, phone me. The next day, I had a phone call. They said, listen, come and collect the cash. I went there, I said, what's happening? Last night you didn't have the money, now you do? No, we pawned our lounge suite.
Wow.
So he was standing.
Yeah. So it shows you, if people are serious, they will find the money. Okay. We are on 40 odd minutes on this recording. I'm going to have to upload it on
Andres got a question.
YouTube in sections. Other questions? Audrey, ask me.
Okay. If you ask someone, you pitch to someone, you said to him, have you ever traded before? He says, no, I've never traded before because I think this thing is gambling.
Yes.
What do I say?
Okay. So who wants to tell me in which of these categories does gambling fall into?
Lack of knowledge.
Before a lack of knowledge, where does it fall?
Risk.
So listen to. So actually, she's in that category. So listen to my role play. Audrey, have you traded shares?
No, I haven't.
Why not?
Because I think this thing is gambling.
Okay. All right. I hear what you say. You feel it's like gambling.
Yes.
Tell me, Audrey. So you're worried you're going to lose your money? Am I right?
Yes, I'm worried.
Audrey, how much do you know about the stock market?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. So you're right. For you, it's going to be like gambling.
I only help stock market when I listen to Stevie P. That's all. And
So how are you going to move away from it being gambling? What do you need to do, Audrey?
I think I need a knowledge.
So you want to learn more.
Yes,
You'd want to do our course.
definitely.
Did you see that, guys? So let me tell you, the stock market is a gamble for the uninformed. Actually, everything in life that you do is a risk or a gamble. When you marry someone, you're taking a risk.
Oh, yes.
Money, risk, everything.
Stay single.
Because you don't know if it's going to work out or not. When you get in your car today or in a taxi and you travel home, you take risk. It's a gamble. Are you going to get home or not? Especially if you travel in a taxi, you know, is this driver any good or not? Is he going to crash and I'm going to die today? But you've got to take the risk, otherwise you're not going to get home. Now, the wonderful thing is people are prepared to take risk on the stock market because they can make all this money. What we have to educate them with is take calculated risk. Make sure that you educate yourself so that your stock market trading is not just like gambling. If you're standing next to the casino table and you put 10,000 Rand on red at roulette, you can make or lose. It's the same thing if you start trading shares and you don't know what you're doing. I mean, it doesn't make sense. So that's why we've got to educate ourselves.
I do have customers that tell me that they invest in a bank, they get a specific interest rate, and they can budget every month with that interest rate.
Okay. Well, that's true. So my question to you is, okay, you're happy with a bank, you can budget with it. Is it going to make you rich?
No, but I'm happy with my interest.
Okay,
I
so,
can live with that.
okay, but I'm still want to ask you, is it going to make you rich?
No, but I don't have a problem.
So my question then maybe should be is, Jane Ann, do you want to become rich or are you happy with your life as it is right now?
Actually, I'm happy with my life as it is now.
So let me tell you, then you are the wrong client for me.
Okay.
Let me pack my bags and leave. Because I'm going to waste your time and I'm going to waste my time. Please, I'm going to answer your question now. I just want to do something, add something to this presentation. And I'm going to go to a new page. Man, this is so cool. Did you see that, eh? Press the button and it's a new page. The iPad is expensive. I think we paid 25,000 Rand for the iPad and the pen and all the stuff together. The program that I'm using to record this video was 139 Rand. I mean, that's nothing. So it records everything we do on the screen, what I write, and it records the sound. and then I can upload. So that's not expensive. So if someone like her says to me, I'm happy with my money in the bank, I get interest, I'm cool, I will immediately go to the next page and I'll say to her, so I want to do a practical exercise, Jane. I'm going to now do a practical exercise. And at the end of this practical exercise, I'm going to ask you again if you are happy. Are you ready for the practical exercise? Yes. So what I want to do, Jane Ann, is I'm going to take an amount of $5,000. Okay? Let me first explain to you why I take 5,000 Rand. I take 5,000 Rand because when you open a trading account with us, you've got to start with an initial amount of $5,000. So I'm going to compare what your money is doing in the bank to what it'll do trading. Apples with apples. So whatever money you're making from the bank, I'm starting with 5 grand. You with me?
Yes.
Now, if you go to the bank these days, what kind of percentage interest rate did you say you're getting at the bank?
It depends on the amount, say about 6-7% at the moment. I'm getting 13%.
13%. So let me do this exercise at 13% growth on her money per annum. I know it's not realistic. Yes? Say something.
I wanted to say, remember it is legislated that you can't give a person less than 4% or more than 10%.
Okay.
It's a legislated thing.
Okay. I didn't even know about that. I know when you take an insurance policy, they can't show you projections or better returns than about 12%.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter. What I want to tell you here, a very important point that I want to make. It is not my job to tell the client that they are ignorant, uneducated, and stupid and that their percentage return is unrealistic. If she thinks she's getting 13%, whoopee. I know she's an arsehole, it's not true. But regardless, I want to show you what I'm going to do now. So it doesn't matter if she says she's getting 13%. Are you ready for my next part? Do you have a calculator? I'm going to ask you a help. Now, please watch carefully what I do now. Put 5,000 Rand into your calculator. Okay? Add 13%. So you either multiply by 1.13 to get the answer, or you take your calculator, you put 5,000 Rand in and you go press the plus sign, 13, and the percentage sign, and then you will get your answer. So what's 5,000 Rand plus a 13%?
5,650.
5,000?
650.
Everyone with me so far?
Yes.
All right. So watch what I'm going to do now. I am going to ask her 5 questions. I want you to particularly note how I ask her the 5 questions. So my first question to you is, Jane Ann, how much profit did you make?
650 Rand.
650 Rand.
Yes.
That's my question 1, am I right? My second question is, how long did it take you to make 650 Rand?
1 year.
How many months is that?
12.
How much did you start with?
5,000.
Let me ask you something. A woman like you, what can you do with 650 Rand? That's my 4th question. My 4th question is, if I give you 650 Rand right now in cash notes, what can you do with it?
Not much, maybe my nails.
Okay, you can go to do your nails.
Yes.
Can you fill a tank of petrol?
No.
Can you buy groceries for the month?
No.
So let me just make sure I understand it. You're going to take your $5,000, put it in the bank, 13% for the whole year. You wait a whole year, you've got $650. You can't do much with it. Is that true? So my first question is it worth it? Yes or no? Are you excited about 650 Rand, Jane?
No, not 650 Rand.
Okay. Can I show you something interesting? I'm going to write the 650 Rand profit here. How many days in a year?
365.
So if I want to see how much money I'm making per day, I've got to take my profit of 650 Rand and do what? Divide it by 365 days. How much am I making per, not the whole amount. You can't take 5,650. Clear your calculator.
Okay.
Only put 650 bucks in your profit.
650 divided by 365.
Yes.
178.
Yeah, 178
Daily.
1 Rand 78
Per
per
per day.
day. That's what you're making.
From 5,000.
From 5,000 Rand. Did you hear what she said? You can't even buy sweets with 1 Rand 78. So here's my question to all of you. If I now say to you, I mean, it's unrealistic. You're not getting 13% in the bank. But that doesn't even matter. If I say to any of you listening to me now, watching me do this, checking out this video, whatever the case might be, give me 5,000 Rand. I will keep that money away from you for 1 whole year. And what you're going to get is 1 Rand 78 a day. What is your response going to be?
Oh, you're playing with me.
This man is full of jokes.
Okay. But before I did this exercise, Jane Ann said, I'm happy with my money in the bank. I'm okay. Are you all with me?
Yes.
What you need to understand is some people will be under the impression that their money in the bank or insurance policies is doing okay for them and they're going to be rich. And if you can't show them that that's not the case, they won't realize that they're in financial trouble. And if they don't realize that they're in financial trouble, would they want to learn more?
No.
Would they want to do a course?
Oh.
So every time you get someone who says to you, I'm happy with my money and property, I'm happy with my money in the bank, or any of that rubbish, I'm happy in my money with policies, you say to the person, okay, what is the percentage return you get? They give you the percentage. You don't even correct them. You then take 5,000 Rand, you calculate their return over 1 year, and you go through your questions. What is your profit? Now, I've said this in training often, I want to repeat it. You ask people, what are your profit? And you shut up. You wait for them to make a brief calculation in their own mind and say, 5,650 minus 5. They must discover the answer by themselves.
Yes.
The biggest mistake you can make is to say to them, look at this, you've made 650 Rand, it took you a whole bloody year, 12 months, you started with 5 grand, you can do nothing with it, and it's not worth it. When you're just telling them that, they're not making a discovery.
Yes.
So my first question is, what is your profit? I wait for that, and I shut up. I wait for that person to give me the profit. Then I say, okay, how long did it take you? And I shut up. It might take them the briefest of time, but they will come back and they'll think about it and they'll suddenly realize, oops, it's a year. Then I say, how much did you start with? Sure, 5 grand. What can you do with it? Now here, often people will say to me, I can do nothing with it. I won't leave it there. I will insist and say, no, don't tell me you can do nothing. Tell me practically, what would you do? Would you go for dinner? Would you put petrol in your car? Would you buy groceries? Tell me some real life scenarios. And then all I have to do is ask, is it worth it? You'll have some ignorant people who will still at this point say, oh yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah, we do have.
So the way to counter that is then you take the profit and the profit amount only, because the capital is money that he had to start with, and you say, let's just take the profit, let's divide it by the days of the year to show you what are you making a day. And there it is, 5 grand, 5,000 Rand is making you 1 Rand 78 cents per day. Can I make it scary for you guys? Just before we end this video, I'll change my color to blue. Let's say I didn't start with 5,000 bucks. I want you to look at the screen. I started with 50,000. So all I'm going to do on my screen is I'm going to add a zero. Am I right?
Yeah.
So then, a year later, I will have how much if I add a zero there? 56,500.
500.
So my profit will be how much?
6,500.
So now people are excited, eh? 6,500. So if I take the money away that I started with, I'm left with 1,500 rand in profit. That's a 5, by the way, it's not an 8. If you just take your profit and divide it by 365 days, who's got a calculator? Let's do that.
17 rand 80.
17 rand 80.
So people, are you going to give me 50,000 bucks and make 17 rand 80 a day?
No.
Are you?
No.
So now I ask my client the question, but you're doing this shit right now. And you're cool with it.
Hardus,
Yes.
correct me. If you're putting in 50,000 rands, then the profit is 6,500 rands.
No. Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
6,500.
6.5.
Yeah,
Yes.
the way you say it's supposed to be 6,500 divided by 365 days.
you're
Not
absolutely
1,500.
right. It's 6,500 divided by 365.
But still, it's 17,000.
It's still 17 rand 80 a day.
It says 6,000. I said 6,500 divided by 356. It gave me 17,000. By
So
three.
we're going to test it. 6,500, you see that on the calculator? I divided by 365 days, 17 rand 80. So although I wrote down my profit here incorrectly, I want to show you this, and this is only for the mathematical boffins. So that just to prove that 17 rand 80 is fine. You see there we had 5,000. We made it 50,000 rand by adding a zero. All right? So before it was 1 rand 78, because I added a zero, I've got to move my comma to the next block. I've got to move that comma to there. And then I add a zero. So now it is 17 rand 80 a day. Any last questions before I finish the recording on 58 minutes?
Just one question. What if the first 5% of guys that does have knowledge about the stock exchange, how do you handle those guys?
Okay, what you are saying is, what happens if someone says, yes, I have traded?
I am trading now.
Okay. I am going to handle that with you so that you are okay. So we're going to make this video long.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.